On my channel, I'll always try to keep people updated about how a phone progresses, if it's getting any better during the weeks or months after its release, so we know whether the opinion that I had about the camera is still holding up or not. So this is my third time for this one. And we did get another update, and it was said that the camera has improved. So let's find out if the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra now has a camera that supports the name Ultra. Either way, this is third time is the charm for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Or is it? Let's find out in this video. So after releasing my first video on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, there were rumors about a magical update that would come the day before the release. This didn't happen. It took about a month to get this update, and we found out that there was nothing magical about the update when it came to the camera performance. And yes, the camera is my focus on this channel. I mean, look at my name. And no matter what I say about the camera, there are things that I like about the S24 Ultra. The screen is great. The coating on top helps with photography because I can see things better, especially at an angle. Just wish the results were better, but that is neither here or there. Battery life is solid, including standby as well, because mostly that's what this phone has been on, standby. And in terms of software, I still think Samsung is one of the best. But this is about the camera. This is about an Ultra that doesn't really feel Ultra when it comes to the camera. So today, yet again, we dive in and see what it delivers after its third update. And we are going to start where I was last week with my Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Link in the description for that video. And I'm not gonna wind around it. Yes, in some cases, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra has some shadows. In some. But then again, in return, you also get this halo effect around it, making it feel like someone just pasted the building or the background on it. And it's not just that. What still holds true is that the sharpening of the shots can go really crazy. That combined with the noise, yes, noise in daytime photography. I'm seriously surprised how we do get that in daytime photography outside. For a 2024 phone, we still get noise. And the sharpening, that makes it worse. This showcases a lack of proper processing. Why? Because before we get the spiral of depth of images on Samsung devices, you see an image that starts well. And then we get what we call overprocessing. And because of the lack of proper contrast and shadows, the shots I've taken on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra can really come over flat, simply resulting in an image that doesn't have much depth and feels very uninspiring. Now there are some redemptions for Samsung, and this is for instance in video. Now don't get me wrong, colors are still a little bit of an issue, especially with sometimes the saturation of it, but in terms of contrast it's a bit more to what it really is when we look at it compared to the photography side on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. So let's now move to low light. Now from the get-go, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra wasn't good, so improving on that isn't very hard. And has it improved? Yes, I noticed less of that green haze that I had before, especially in shots like this. Now sometimes you do get a bit of purple, but at least it isn't green anymore. What stays though is the lack of details in the sky, simply because Samsung often softens the sky so much that it looks like a fade effect that you do in Photoshop, or sometimes even a smudge tool. Especially if you have clouds in the sky, the image can look really poor and details itself in the sky are just not well done. Next to that, the over-sharpening can still easily happen in these situations as well, even more so with buildings, and colors are quite off depending on the shot as well. I also noticed that in really low light situations, it can take some time to find the focus point, even if I tap on it, making the image look a little bit out of focus. No matter how hard I tried, the focus wasn't properly on the spot that I was actually taking a picture of. In general, I would say in low light it has some improvements, and in some cases it can look fine. But at the same time, I can't say that I trust the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra to take good low light shots because of that. Even more so because of it being inconsistent, especially when it comes to the warmth and the colors itself. This also carries on with video recording, where here you can see, for instance, Samsung image processing isn't helping, resulting in that noise that the sensor itself naturally will have, Where on images, of course, it can be fixed with processing. In the video, it's just kind of a noisy mess depending on the situation. At the end, when it comes to photography, I will always say there is a part that comes down to preference. Some people like the bright, saturated shots, and that's definitely you're right. You can like something that is a very different approach. But factually, there are things that Samsung lacks in. Why do we have noise in a shot that is in daytime? Outside. It shouldn't be a thing anymore. The sharpening, again, this is something that comes down to preference, but what it doesn't help with is that noise inside the shot itself. It sharpens the whole image, including that noise. I think that Samsung definitely so far hasn't been impressive when it comes to the camera. Can it deliver shots that are fine? Yes, but at the same time, if you love photography, I don't think Samsung is it. If you love real photography, and I know this is a really weird thing to say because again, preference really matters here. I don't think Samsung allows you to do a lot with the shots itself. Try to fix the sharpening, try to fix the noise, it affects the image itself. And therefore I would say when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, so far when it comes to the camera, it hasn't been impressive. And I would say there are a lot of phones out there that will perform better. And I know I did a poll on which phone should I get, the Vivo X100 Pro or the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And I know for content, this makes a lot more sense because simply put, the most viewed video is related to the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. But when it comes to my own preference and photography side and wanting to explore, this is very uninspiring. And yes, I wish I got, for instance, the Vivo X100 Pro. Simply put, this hasn't been impressive. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I know I rant when it comes to Samsung, but simply put, this comes out of a passion kind of side where I feel like phones should deliver quality instead of not delivering. And Samsung is one of those where I hope they deliver better because I do like their software. I just don't like the results from the camera. Either way, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that stuff. And of course, thank you all for 7,000 subscribers. February has been the craziest month so far and we're gonna try to do better, but I'm not sure how. Either way, hope you enjoyed and of course, talk to you guys in the next video.